Okay, so when the corporates call you, I imagine there's a conversation. There's got to be a conversation about value, about where it is now, what the volatility is going to look like, how it's going to be accounted for, right? There's actually, if you're a publicly traded company, accounting for this becomes an issue, especially if there's going to be volatility. Just help us with those conversations.
Sure. Conversation point number one starts around regulatory concerns, and actually most of those conversations are characterized by a lack of regulatory concerns. A lot of the folks making decisions around this realize how much regulatory clarity has been provided around this. I think the second piece of the conversation is around sizing and timing. And so you're seeing corporations think about anywhere from, on the low end, maybe 25 basis points to on the higher end, maybe 100, 200 basis points over time. And they recognize that they don't need to get invested all at once. They've seen other corporations like MicroStrategy leg into this trade over time, and they ultimately believe in the growth of this. So buying Bitcoin, whether it's here 10% higher, 10% lower, ultimately is not going to matter if they believe that Bitcoin is going to do or have the type of growth that they think it is going to have over time. And I think the last piece of it has to do with portfolio construction. Where does this fit on their balance sheet? Are they selling treasuries to make room for this? Are they, taking cash out in order to buy Bitcoin? Where is this going to fit in their balance sheet? And I think that becomes probably the biggest challenge for most investors.
And that is a critical issue. Companies say, should we be buying back our own stock, or should we be buying Bitcoin? I mean, that is going to become one of the alternative trades, if you will.
In fact, I actually wouldn't be surprised to see there almost being somewhat of a race now. You have Elon Musk, you have Michael Saylor, you have Jack Dorsey. You're going to see a lot of other visionary leaders and disruptive companies actually realizing that it's really moved from why to why not, and see which companies are next to get involved in having Bitcoin as part of their treasury program.
Real quick, from a technical perspective, given that we're at $46,540 right now, it wouldn't shock me, by the way, if this thing breaks 50,000, given the rapidity of where things are. Give me an upside and downside for where we are right now in relatively short order, if you could.
Well, you certainly know that I can't make price predictions, but if flows are any indication of investor interest on the heels of a record-breaking 2020, very pleased to say and encourage that momentum is not only continuing this year, but is actually accelerating. So we're seeing very, very sustained and growing demand from a lot of institutional players at the moment.